The next one is what? How to interact with the store. When we click on the mesh.js, it's like add to cart button. It is going for what? Store, right? How the request is enter the store? Use dispatch to send the request to the store. How to get the data from the store? Yeah, use selector to get the data from the store. We get the data from the store, use selector, use dispatch. We create the slices, right? What is slice? One global state and the radius. Store contains one global state and multiple global states. You have slices like multiple slices, right? We have the multiple what slices. But see guys, Redux is what? What is the Redux? Redux is a library. Redux is what? State management library. Its library provides the predefined components. But Redux is providing what file? Store.js file. Redux library provides what? Redux library provides the store.js file. Store.js file to maintain what? To maintain the global state and what? Reduce, right? To maintain the global state and what? Global state and what? Reduce, right? Exactly. Good. One slice contains what? One reducer, one global state and reducers. See, yesterday class written the product slice is there. Slicing like product slice, order slice, shipment slice, user slice, user authentication login, logout process like that, right? Good. See guys, how the process I will do, like the first one is the store contains what? The store contains a global state and what? Reducers. You do one thing, just let me go for the product slice. You write the separate file like product slice.jsx file. Product slice.what? JSX. Product slice you write separate. Product slice contains what? One slice contains the one state and reducers, right? Product slice contains what? Product global state. Product what? Global state. Product contains the product global state. So product slice contains the product global state and the product reducers, right? Global state and what? Product reducers. Okay. So you write the slices separately. Write the slices what? Separate file. This is called JSX. See guys, store is like store contains what? Store contains the global state and what? Reducer, classic. That's what guys, store is not a JSX file, it is a JS file. Directly you can write what? JS. See, return statement is there, we have the UI classic means you can write the JSX. But in the store.js just contains what? The global state and the reducers, right? Okay, global state and what? We learned the global state and reducers. There is no return statement, there is no H1 tag, H2 tag like that, right? That's what store is a JSX file or JS file. Store is a JS file. Directly you can write the JS file. That's fine. Store is a JS file case because store contains only global state and store is what? Store is a store is what? Yeah. ఏమైంది అలర్ట్ మెసేజ్ ఎందుకు దేని అలర్ట్ మెసేజ్ ఏం వస్తుంది అయిపోయిందా అందరూ వచ్చిందా అందరికి వచ్చిందా స్టోర్ is a JS file or JSX file? JS file because there is no HTML code in that. That's what JS file. Even slices also contains what? One slice contains the global state and reducer. That's what like product slice also what? JS files. Even in JS files, right? So when you write the JSX file, it means React we have JS files also. You can only what code? JavaScript code is there. You write that, you save that file as a JS file. Don't write the JSX. JSX means what? It's a combination of HTML plus what? JavaScript. Combination of HTML plus JavaScript means you write the JSX. Only JavaScript code is there means you don't write the JSX, you write what? JS files. You write what, ma? JS files, right? Exactly. Yeah, this is called product slice is there. Something like order slices are there. So I'll tell the structure today. Today's structure I will tell you. Monday I will do the practicals for that today class what we got. So here there's a product slicer. You write the slices. First slice is what product slicer. Contains the product global state and product reducer. Second slice is what the config order slicer. Second next slice is what like that you can take some slices. Guys. User slice contains the user details information, right? User slice, product slice, and what order slice. Otherwise, just we forgot the main slice is what card slice. So card slice contains what card global state and card reducers. Card global state and what card reducer. It means first you write the slices. Step one is like write the slice files. Step one is what? Write the tell me guys, write the what files are slice files. These are like .js file. .js. Slices create child. How many slices you created total? 3 slices. One is the order slice, product slice, and card slice, right? 3 slices create child. After creating the slices, like step one, write the slice files. Write the slices. Slice files. These are what? Write the slices. Guys, 3 slices you can write them. See guys, once if you write the slices separately, first slice, second slice, third slice, these are all the slices you can configure in the store. Configure in what? Store. Because separately, I written this is a slice 1, slice 2, slice 3. But these are all the global state should be there in what? Store.js. See guys, without slices, I can write this global state and reducer in the store.js. This global state and reducer of store.js. Without slices, I can write store.js all the global states. Without slices means what? Without slices, you can take what? Store.js. Store.js. ఇప్పుడు store.js తీసుకొని without slices you can write this global state and this is like global state and this is also what global state. Without slices I can write this all the global state in what file? Store.js. But classroom example assume that the slice code and global state code is a less code. Only you take how many slices? 3 slices. Hardly like the 200 lines of code. Hardly how many lines are 200 lines. But in real time 200 lines are 2000 lines are 2000 lines. That's what instead of putting all the global state in the store, or instead of putting what? Hey, you got the point. Without slices, I can write what? Global state to global state, global state. No problem. Reducers you can write. But this is good, declaring all the global state in one place. That is good. Or segregate like, this is the global state for the product, order global state, card global state. Then these global states, how many global states you written? 3. Okay. You please configure this all the global states into the store.js. So, yes, sir. Option 1, no slices, nothing. Put everything in the store.js. Option 2. Option 2 is what? Create the slices. Create the 10 slices. 10 slices means how many global states? 10 global states. And 10 slices you created separately. Finally, those should be configured in where? Store.js. We should configure that all the global state in what file? Store.js. You can configure there. And to configure all the global states in the store.js, to configure what? To configure what? All global states in what file? In what file? Store.js file. Use the hook, guys. That is called configure store hook. What the hook? Configure store. Yeah, you understood? Without slices, what I can do? All the global states I can write the code in what file? But real time we have the hundreds of states. Hundreds of global states means what? Lakhs of lines of code. That we cannot put every line of code in what file? Store.js. That's what hundreds global states are there. Maintain 100 files clear. Tomorrow, if any modification is required, go for the product slicer. Any order slice modification, I can open that file. Segregation is very important in real time. We need to segregate the data, separate the data, right? Because segregation means what? Separation. We got it done. That's what. Assume that you have how many global states? 100. How many slices? 100. How many slices? Those 100 slices we need to configure in the store. Without slices, 100 global states code we can write in what file? Store.js. Process actually. Hey, what do you want? You want me directly write the code in store.js or maintain the slices are good? Maintain the slices. The slices should be configured in. That is step 2, guys. Step 2 is what? Step 2 is what? All the slices. All the slices are what? Configure in what file? Store.js. How you configure means using the hook. What is the hook command? Configure store hook. So configure all the global states in store.js file using configure store hook. A hook just configure this. Then slices ready, store ready. Slices ready and what? Story is ready. Slices ready and what ma? Story is ready. Slices ready, story is ready. Slices means one global state. 10 slices means 10 global states. All are configured in what? Store.js. Without slices, you can write the code. Without slices, but how to write the code? All the global states you can put directly into the store.js. It's up to you. Step 3. What is step 3 we should do? Like, now store is ready. Store contains how many global states? Assume the 10 global states, hundreds of global states. The store contains the global states. If a store finally have the global state. That global state can be used by one component, all components are all components. And the store.js. Store is ready. Store is ready with the 10 slices. Store is ready. The store is given to one component, all components are. Then finally the question is, that's the important thing, guys. How you can give the store to all components? Why? Because this global state and reducers can be used by one component, all components on all components. These global states and reducers are present in where? Store.js. Global state and reducers are present in the store.js. The store.js is given to one file, all components on. So finally, store.js has to given to one component, all components are. Then how would you? That's the question. How to give? How to give? Store.js file is there. That file should given to one component, all components are. Store.js is one component, right? Store.js is one component. That component is given to all. In the picture, I need to give what? Export and what? Import means we should import, right? I tell you. It's not like that. See, I should give that my store.js to one component, all components are. Yeah, you said is like, I can export. You all should what? Import, right? All should what? Import. But that is given to all, right? Again, why individually we have to import? As you said, is correct. I can export it. Store should be exported. Then you all should be import చేసుకోండి. But all should be imported means what? Everyone don't write import statement, right? Why should write all? All are required means what? We should write import statement how many times? All times or one time is enough. Maybe we should write that one line of import statement. Yeah, as you said, is good. Store.js I can export so that you all should be imported. But all components don't write the import. Why? Every component import. Then without writing import statement like every component, how can I give the data to all components? Huh? So instead of giving to every component import, can I go to app.jsx? Yeah, app.jsx is a common for the all components, right? Instead of app.jsx, can I use the React entry point main.jsx? In entry point, if I import, that can be used by one component, all components of all components. That's what this in React entry point you can do. Entry point is what? Main.jsx. You said like import every component. Then I said why these many times import. You said like app.jsx. App.jsx is a controller point. But you can go for entry point level. But entry point level you have main.jsx. The entry point entry point is the main.jsx. In the main.jsx you can do the work. Because in main.jsx, how can you give the data to all the components means what? Using the props, sharing the data. Sharing data means what? Props, right? Yeah. Because in entry point, in React entry point, in React what point? Entry point, like main.jsx. React entry point means what? Main.jsx. Main.jsx open side. React entry point we should open. In React entry point, like main.jsx, we give that store to one component, all components are all components. See guys, to give the store to all components, Redux is providing one predefined component that is called provider component. The component in here, provider. Provider component will provide the store to all components. Like what component? Provider component. Provider component give the props, but the props equal to store of what file? Store file. That's it. Where we should write this code in the entry point level. What entry point? Main.jsx. We write the code in what file? Main.jsx. These are three steps we should do. So that first you write the slices first. One state is called one global state is called one slice. You write the 10 global state means 10 slices. All the 10 slices should be configured in what? Store.js. Then that store.js given to one component, all components are and the components picture. All the slices are configured in store.js. Okay, so give the store.js give the what file store.js file to one component, all components are all components. Okay. Give the store.js file to all components using what a provider store equal to what to store. Provider component will give that store file to one component, all components are. This is a structure we need to follow. What is step one? Write the slices line. Step two, write the slices. Configure all the slices in what file? Store.js file. Make that store.js file given to one component, all component are. Where we need to configure that in the entry point. Using what component we are providing the data means provider. Using what component we are provider, right? That's it too. There are three steps we need to do. So that step 4. What does step 4 tell me here? In base.jsx. In base.jsx, which is JS or JSX file. Because it's having HTML plus JavaScript code also. In base.jsx, when we click on what? When we click on what button? Add to cart button. Then what? When we click on add to cart button, dispatch the action to what? Store. Dispatch the action to store using dispatch the action to store using use dispatch. What is store configured? Store is for one component, all components are. So every component you can dispatch the action to store. Some components dispatch the action to what? Store. Some components read the data from what? Store. In base.jsx, what we are reading the data from store or we are dispatching action to store? Dispatch the action to store. That is dispatching action, store. We got it. Step 1 is what? One is the slices. Slices you have to configure in store. Give the store to all components. Give the store to what? Step 1 is what? Create the slices create 10 global state means how many slices? Instead of slices, I can write all the 10 global states into the store.js. But that is good. Slices maintenance is good. So 10 slices, you can write the 10, or 10 slices. 10 global state means how many slices? 10 slices. Configure this 10 slices into what? Store. Store.js. That store.js given to all components. How to give to the all component means using provider component. That code we should write in the entry point. What entry point? Right. Step 3. And step 4 is what? So that store.js is available for one component, all components are all components. So that base.jsx sending the request to what? Store. Cart.jsx reading the data from what? Store. Because cart has to display the data. Base items has to send the data. Has to what? Send the data, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's it. So first step is create the slices. And second step is like, add the slices. All the slices are configured in what element? Store.js, and give the store.js to all components. And step 5 is what? In card.jsx. In card.jsx, what here? Here I need to display. Need to what? Display all the items. All items. So read the items from read the items from where? Store using what would come on? Use what? Select. And store given to all components so that anyone can send the data to store, anyone can get the data from store. You want to send the data to store? What would do? Use dispatch. You need to get the data from the store. How many steps total? Okay, that 5 steps if you are clear. Code is given by ChatGPT. So you should know only steps. You know only steps. Step 1 is what? One slice contains one global state and the variables. Right? 10 global states I want with 10 slices required. How many slices? After 10 slices, configure all the slices in the store.js configure because store.js. Then give the store.js file to all components using the provider component in entry point. Main.js file. And next one is what? Invoice.jsx. Invoice.jsx, if you click on the add to cart button, the classics are dispatched to store using what would you use dispatch, because add to cart logic not with the basic component. Add to cart logic with basic component the store. The last one is what? Cart.jsx. Cart.jsx need to display the data. But where is the data? Store. And you can display the data. Store.js. Use selector. That's it. The data. How many points total? 5. So if you know the 5 points. Store.js is all of the JS files or JSX files are store slices, the store file, and the store file and slices files. These all are what? These all are JSX or JSR. These are JS files. These all are the JS files. So is all the files contains only JavaScript code. Is all the files, is all the store file and the slices files contains what? Contains only JS code. So save the application, save the files. We can write the save the files using what extension of dot. But wedge component, base component, base and non-base components are what? Components contains what? Contains the HTML plus JavaScript. So these files are what? These files are JSX. I think JSX. JSX means what? Combination of the HTML plus JavaScript. But only JavaScript is there. .js. Sir, no sir, I will save the slices like .jsx. Yeah, you can save it using .jsx, it's not a problem. Again, what happened? Browser cannot understand the JSX. Again, Babel compiler has to convert this JSX code into what? JS. To eliminate that conversion process, why there is no JSX HTML code is not there. That's what you can directly write what code amount? JS. JS file. Then conversion required, not required. Required. Must not be. If you write the JSX, any problem is there? No. But unnecessarily what? Your JSX should be converted into the normal JavaScript to convert. So JSX should be converted into what? JavaScript, right? That is the process. How many steps are? 5 steps. What is step 1? Create a slices which contains a global state and reducers. పద్ధతిగా చెప్పండి clear. What the first step? Create the slices which contains a global state and what? Create the slices which contains a global state and what? Reducers. Create the slices which contains what? Which contains the global state and reducers. Create the slice like that. What is step 2? All slices are configured in store.json in store using what to come up? Configure store using configure store. The third step is what? Give the store to all components. Give the store to one component, all components using the provider component. Using provider component. Write the code in what file? Write the code in entry file. Entry file. What the entry file? Step 4 is what? Which.jsx component. Click on what button? Add to cart. The action dispatch to store using use dispatch to. Good. What is step 5? Cart component. Cart.jsx component to display the cart items. Read the items from store. Read the items from store using use selector. That's it. How many steps total? 5. The doctor will come and doctor will explain these 5 steps for us. How many steps, sir? Yes. Sir. 5 steps. Standard. When you doctor was. How many steps are 5? Again, just step 1 is what? Slice creation. You just add the sentence like slice creation. If anything is like doubt వచ్చినప్పుడు it will చూడు ఒకసారి చెప్పు టైం వేస్ట్ చేయద్దు నేను పాయింట్ చెప్తా మీ తర్వాత
Create slices.
Step one.
Create slices. Can slices can location and can get this. A configure the slicer.
Elaborate. Like create a slicer, when it is global, update the global states. The global state can accept the components. Elaborate state.
Step one, create slices. Standard location and reduce are used to obtain and
And step one slicer study.
slices are ready. Configure the slices to store the base. By using goods configure store. Then path the source slices to all the components. Using provider component using name part of data slices. Now, go to the component data slices. When you click on add the component, you can pick up your store using zero space control. From there, part of the slices will follow. Inside the data. Data place will display the data by getting tap on the store by using user.
Best.
Very nice. That is not enough.
We want. That is how
Very nice. So I not about global. So I will all of these are configured with usually on configuration puts. Movies for all the components by using products. Slices like so. After we all the slices are configured using configuring of store it's store it is. You to say all components for what is slice? Slice of the contains global span to this reduce to store the data. All slices are configured to store into the config store puts. Again, first you can store to config.
I don't so confident.
Sir, tell me.
No, sorry.
You store to our config by which is stored by the enter point.
He's saying that you are talking about it.
Slice is the global stuff. Sorry. Slice global shift sign is global shift sign. So that upgrade is global shift. All space are conflict in store, there will be conflict store droplets. Other storage is something. I really got to really got after the all sides are conflict. All sides are conflict in store. Conflict lost. All the sides are conflict. Conflict. Stored into conflicts. Stored goods. And this nice will exclude. And this nice will exclude. Yeah. All sides are stored with conflict of food. Product is food sir. Part one. Mutation second point. Sir. Second point is 28. You మొత్తం తీసుకెళ్ళి స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటాం స్టోర్ రెడీ పాడుకొని వచ్చి రీపంచుకుంటాం సెకండ్ వన్ ఐ థింక్ సెకండ్ ఎలా స్టోరేజ్ చేస్తాను ఇట్లా స్టోరేజ్ చేస్తాం ఇప్పుడు ఈ స్టోర్స్ అయినా all అన్ని కాంపోనెంట్స్ కి సెండ్ అన్ని కంపెనీస్ కి స్టోర్ పంపిస్తారు కంపెనీస్ అవి ఫైల్ లో స్టోర్ చేస్తాం ఇంటర్ ఫైల్ లో సేవ్ చేస్తాం అది మెయిన్ గా చేస్తాం సరే Then I will stop. Then I guess on this what consider group for slices more the slices are created separate slices are technically popular Store market, store global and users. The step storage and components ability using SAM system or facing. Sources and then file code work digital credits over the anchor that using dispatch to and supply. I was creating one of the configure store configure store. So one storage and provider step to restaurant there something using dispatch. So step to on items picture our items picture this select users.
Data prices, which contains the global state and variances. Step 2, all prices are configured store.js using the configure store link. And step 3, all give the store to all components using provider component. Write the code in MP file. MP file is main.js. And step 4 is in which component click to the anchor path button. The action is to dispatch using the use dispatch button. Use dispatch and step 5 is in cart.js component to display the data. Read the data from store.js using use selector loop.
Stop. Good size. You know, the trend has and it takes the size, but global state of reduces. Update the dog size in separate file. Global state and reduces. Previous data, reduces.
but slicing, at that time, can slice subcategory global statement dedicated symbols. All sizes are stored there, stored up there. Guessing all sizes and provide us to stored up there. Modification. Constant. You can store up there. Local state and ridiculous. We assign the private component, is provide a component. Right now, the point. Assign the main on this. And the market choose money. Everyone, we have system. Slice. We are saying that store. Everyone, main on this. We take a click on the add the card, dispatch the end of densities. Dispatch, we select the show where the next card, that's the button. Update dispatch. Start with display up, right now. Card select the display like that. Right on the X6 to visual the data. Right on display select.
Yeah, you take the points. Corresponding.